Gomez. It's the Real Ass Podcast. It's your boy, Louis J. Gomez.
Bruce Rattlesnake, Real Ass Dude, Ultimate Minority, Joan Jett of Comedy. I got a lot of names.
International superstar Zach D'Amico. How you doing, buddy?
He's funny. He's a psycho. He's a real ass dude.
I was double teaming this chick with her husband. Now he's selling coke in heaven.
Are you fucking ready, motherfuckers?
It's the only real podcast left out there.
Here we go. Was it on? My mic was on. No. Impossible. I don't believe it. I don't trust anything you say, Brian. Here we go. Bastard Radio. Back in the house, baby boys.
So we took a 2-year hiatus to pursue solo projects.
It's fine.
The bastards.
Yeah. We're bastards.
The bastards are back.
We do it regularly, but we can't because we're bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very tough.
Yeah.
We've tried to schedule it about 30 to 40 times.
It's difficult. Mullen is always very busy.
He's busy.
Oh no, I'm not busy. I just like
Don't like us.
Yeah, no, I do. It really is. It's not. It's just like coming into the city. You know, you got to get out. You got to leave your apartment and.
Yeah. And for this, like this is nothing. Like we're it's me and you.
I have my life pared down to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to play Luigi's Mansion right now.
Yeah.
That seems like too much of a struggle.
You found a way to like live in the wilderness in the city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In my apartment.
Yeah. Your beard is out of fucking control.
Going from room to room is, you know, I've got it down to just doing nothing anymore.
It's weird because if you had no money at all, you would live the exact same lifestyle.
No, I was more productive. I would because I would go out and like go to stores and think about all the things I would buy if I had money. But the problem is I made money and then it was really only like 4 things.
Yeah, you like I bought them all. It was a weightlifting vest.
Yeah, PlayStation, fucking a weighted vest for chin-ups.
Yeah,
Wi-Fi light bulbs. And then a Vitamix, and that was pretty much
Vitamix,
Yeah.
Wi-Fi light bulbs.
In my head, I was like, "Oh man, if you were a millionaire, you would just be shopping all day." And it's like, no, it's really just those 4 things.
Yeah, that's really all you need. Well, look, this is very exciting. It's the holiday season. Tim Dillon back in town from Los Angeles. Nick Mullen here. This is a very special Real Ass Podcast. It's going to be coming out Monday. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Jews. Happy Kwanzaa Blacks. We're really celebrating it. We're very inclusive here on the Real Ass Podcast. Now, you guys haven't been on in a minute.
It's what the network is known for.
Yeah.
It's inclusivity.
We're doing, We're doing a Christmas party tomorrow night. Are you going to come?
I'm going to come.
Is Kwanzaa still going? I think they just
It's just celebrity. It's only celebrities celebrating.
Is it even celebrities?
A few.
I don't think anyone is fucking.
Do you think it?
I've never
like
met.
It's like fucking Kwanzaa,
Right,
And everybody's
yeah.
like,
Do you think it died with Eric Garner? Like that was what their problem was?
I think it died with the Jersey City shooting. I think that was
that was it. That was the last one.
It was like
that was a finale.
We're gonna no more Kwanzaa, but we're gonna get one last sting.
Yeah,
like a bumblebee.
Yeah,
it's our.
I've never met a regular black person who celebrates Kwanzaa.
I've never met a regular black person.
I've seen
They're all
them.
fucked up.
I don't think it's a real thing. I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I don't think it's a real thing.
No, it was invented in 1968.
Yeah.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah. I'd like they were like there was an offshoot of the Black Panthers.
Yeah, because Christmas was like fucking contrivance in its own right.
Right.
But that happened like 100 years ago. They turned it into a big thing.
Big
and
holiday.
They did the same thing with Hanukkah.
Right.
And then I guess like somebody at Macy's was like, how can we get more black people to buy stuff?
To come into the store, and they were like, "What about?"
But black
Kwanzaa?
people already had Christmas. They didn't need their own holiday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
actually, to be honest with you, I would rather them give up on Black Santa and get their own,
See, because Chinese people have Chinese New Year, which is like just after that.
Yeah.
So they have one.
Chinese people don't need holidays.
And that's all
they have them,
yeah, that's
but they
all
don't
the
need
people.
them. That's why they're great.
Jews,
they don't need a break.
Chinese, blacks.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jew holidays, like Hanukkah's barely, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care at all.
Muslims celebrate Christmas.
Do they?
Yeah, no, they literally
Some of them do. Because they like Muslims, Jesus to them is like a fun guy.
Do they not have a problem with Jesus?
They don't have a problem.
No,
with
that's not true. They
think
are beheading Christian children
No,
in
only-
certain parts of
only
Africa.
gay ones.
They believe that, I don't know. I think it's something.
He's a
like-
prophet.
He's a prophet. Yeah, but
Yeah.
then Muhammad was the one that brought the Quran.
Jesus
and
didn't fuck.
The Quran is like the
That's the Muhammad fucked.
the Quran's the only holy text text, I think, in Abrahamic religions that's like specifically the word of God itself. I think.
Right, and it's borrowed from the Bible, the Torah, all that
but
stuff.
then it's got other stuff in there that's like, like grooming tips and stuff.
Right, how to get kids to have sex with you.
Right.
It's like
Oh no, I meant like you gotta comb your hair.
I thought
Right.
That's why
grooming's a very charged word.
Oh
now.
yeah, no, that too.
So it has a chapter on life hacks.
Mm-hmm. I love it when like Islamophobic people are like, and Muhammad was a pedophile too.
Right. Yeah, it's like everyone.
Like, that's in the book.
Everyone before 1955 was a pedophile.
And
They
a
do-
fair
they do
amount of
this-
people now.
They do the same shit with the Quran that like woke people do with movies they haven't seen.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not watching Ford versus Ferrari because I heard he stares at a woman's ass in it. I don't know who, but
Well, we talked about this recently.
The whole
in,
movie's
Home
bad.
Alone 2.
Yeah.
He fucking grabs the blonde chick's ass because he's with the two bad guys, and then there's just a blonde chick, like an innocent woman, just standing there, and he pinches her ass, and she turns around, and she thinks it's the bad guys, Joe Pesci and whatever his name is, and she punches him in the face. But that woman had to be brutally raped, in order to make that scene work.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's very hard. I think anyone watching anything from like before last month, there's a lot of problems.
Dude, I took
Donald Trump is in the movie.
Right.
So
Donald Trump.
he was raping at the time.
Yeah.
while they were-
He's in the film.
He
with
probably
Jeffrey
actually-
Epstein.
It was
literally
his idea for
raped
that
that
scene.
woman.
He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know what you should do? You should pinch your ass, kid.
And the whole movie was shot on Epstein's plane.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of people don't know that.
They built a scale.
It's like, has
plaza.
anyone seen Kevin? And they're like,
Right.
he got mixed up at the airport and got on the wrong flight.
It is the dumbest.
The plot of Home Alone 3.
It's the
He gets on
dumbest-
Epstein's plane.
So you're gonna tell me we just came to kidnap this fucking kid for ruining our robbery, and now we're on a pedophile fucking island?
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
It's the dumbest
Yeah.
plot of a film.
That would be...
It just makes no sense.
Dude, having
gonna call
Macaulay Culkin
ourselves
lost on Epstein's island.
The
and he just
sticky
creates-
bandits.
Right.
Because we got a bunch of cum all over the front of our pants.
sticky.
The tarantula gets stuck in cum. Would have a better film.
Dude, that film is pretty great. I went and saw. I took Kim.
Are you? Is that a thing?
No,
again?
we're just friends. We're
Okay.
we're really cool. I'm actually happy that we're in a good place right now. But she's like, "Oh, I got you a Christmas gift." I was like, "All right, I got to get her a gift." And then I saw a sign, and it just said "Jagged Little Pill the musical" on a billboard, and I was like, "Oh shit, dude, we both really enjoy Alanis." I was like, "So I'm going to get her tickets to go see Jagged Little Pill the musical."
I mean, this is.
What?
I mean, it's amazing. Jagged Little Pill.
Jagged Little Pill the musical.
I never. Yeah, it's a good album, but does it need that? Does it need a storyline? With
Doggy, it's crazy.
Is it good?
No.
Yeah, I can't be good.
It was fucking horrific.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I hated it. Like at the time, I was like, I guess they're singing and dancing together. That's like a thing. Like I can appreciate it.
Did you go to Tool? Were you there?
Yeah.
I saw you there.
I went. Yeah, Tool was cool, but
Yeah.
no, dude, it was a straight up woke, like anti-rape musical.
That's
Really?
bullshit, dude.
That's fucked
It should
up.
be pro-rape.
I feel like every song they were singing directly.
That is
to
not
me.
what I would expect
This
from
is
an
why
Alanis Morissette.
they never get the alt-right into the theater.
Yes.
This is the problem. If you want the alt-right in the theater, you have to go to
But
where
these
they
are tourists that are coming
Just
to New York.
going back to Will Call, like, I want a refund. I thought we were going to be seeing her pussy, like, in the
Yeah.
music video. I had no
I thought
idea.
Alanis was being
was
held
good.
down right before the intermission. We were going to actually watch her be brutally raped
If
by Dave Coulier.
Yeah, if I knew it was going to be a bunch of Barack Obama propaganda, I wouldn't have come to the Alanis Morissette.
What
meeting.
is a?
It's crazy.
What is a woke musical?
Okay, if Tim, I want you to
Just
see it. It's so
consent?
bad that I want everyone to see it.
Right.
It's crazy. All right, so it's about a family from Connecticut, like a mom and dad who have a seemingly perfect life. The son, in the first scene, the son gets into Harvard, and they have an adopted black daughter. Okay,
Great.
and the adopted black daughter is like a super woke feminist, like straight up like protests, fucking my body, all that shit, and yeah, so she's a lesbian, and she got like a lesbian girlfriend, and it's just the whole thing. One of the girls comes
How does
out.
this fit into You Ought to Know? Like,
Do they just throw? By the way, they
This
just
doesn't
throw
seem
the
to
songs in
naturally-
randomly.
Yeah, I was just saying,
A
this
girl
has
gets-
nothing to do with You Live, You Learn.
Yeah, a girl gets raped at a party, and that's the song they sing
Isn't it
afterwards.
ironic? Yeah, You Live, You Learn.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, learn. Every song is great.
yeah.
I can't deny
They're good. It's good
it.
music.
They're solid songs, but the girl Bella gets raped in it, and it becomes the whole.
Is it a scene where you see it happening?
Yeah, they reenact it, like they
Really?
rewind it. So many. that was the only good part of the play.
Is it like dance rate? Like what kind of? Is it like hardcore?
No, not hardcore, but you see what's going on.
Yeah.
Women in the audience were triggered. You see some of them holding their fucking tits.
Crazy.
That's what they're doing. They're playing with their tits.
They're triggered.
They were triggered, yeah. So it was just a little too preachy. There was a bunch of fucking protest scenes.
Yeah, if there's anyone that needs to be preached to about rape culture, it's people who go to see musicals.
Yeah.
They're definitely the least woke of.
Well, right.
of
It's
any
either
audience.
gay people who are like, yeah, or it's like these.
Actually, you know what? That's not true. There's a lot of it's like tourists that come in.
It's a lot of just confused Norwegians.
Yeah, there's
that
a lot
have
of people.
no idea.
Right. It's like you're going to take like a big holiday trip to New York with the family. You spend the
Yeah.
entire time in Times Square getting your pockets picked and then going to like fucking Matilda or something.
Right.
Or the Fantastics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you think like you don't know. You think, oh, we're going to see Alanis Morissette. They don't know.
Right.
They have
They
no
don't know
idea.
that Alanis Morissette's not in the musical.
Yeah.
There's the Tina Turner musical. People think they're seeing her.
Brian Cox is playing Alanis Morissette.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
It's your turn.
Jeff Daniels is Alanis Morissette in Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It's about the Sackler family. It's about the opioid crisis. Jagged Little Pill.
Well, no, it really
a
was, too,
defense
as
of
well.
the Sackler
The
family.
mom was-
That's a better show.
the mom ODs on fentanyl, like every
course,
little thing.
Because when
It's so hacked
when
the way
you
they did it.
invent a fucking musical, you throw in everything timely thing
Yep.
that's going on.
But
Yeah.
it was also like not like some of the signs were outdated. Like one of them said "end rape culture." We're
Right.
like, all right, what is this? Fucking 2013?
Right.
Relax.
Right.
Let's talk about rape culture anymore.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for the rape drop.
Oh, I guess I should
On the first fucking date. Thank you.
yeah. It's always good that I defend this network and you personally so much.
Yeah.
And then
You forget.
I spend an inordinate amount of time being like, he's a father.
That's a solid
He's
drop.
a father, and he's a good father.
Yeah.
I say that twice a week.
Some people say that to me. They're like, they'll try to troll me on social media. They're like, dude, I fucking feel bad for your kid. It's gonna be all fucking pro rape and fucking, racist piece of shit. I'm like, no, I'm not teaching my kid to be like
No,
me.
he's a good kid.
My kid's he's a
You
good.
can't teach a kid anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
You can teach a kid to be racist.
No, I don't buy that. I think people make their own decisions.
No,
I mean, up until like age, 17, 18.
no.
I mean, you could point him in that direction.
yeah, no.
You could certainly steer it.
They listen to whatever the fuck
But
you
what's
say.
he gonna be? A kid from fucking like the Upper East Side that's like, I'm a Nazi. I mean, it's
Right.
not.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Right.
No, if in our house we taught him that black people were dangerous.
Lewis is like, they told me I couldn't be a Puerto Rican white supremacist. I showed them.
Yeah.
That's the American dream.
But if we taught him from a very young age that black people were dangerous and the enemy and they were less than and they were, you could really, kids are fucking stupid as shit, dude. You could teach kids that magic is real. They believe in Santa Claus. So right now he believes in Santa. If I said that black people, their
I
skin
bet
was
he
black.
doesn't. I bet he just pretends around you to believe
No,
in
he
Santa.
does.
But I bet he's had.
He has his doubts.
I bet he has his doubts about a lot of things.
I see that. I go to Home
Sexuality.
Depot sometimes, and they're still selling the full-sized, life-sized black Santa Claus,
Really.
and it's like, who?
That's venom.
Just throw it out.
By the way, the market for that is white women, white women from
It's
Connecticut.
literally
that's
nobody.
what Black Santa is.
Who's
the venom.
buying a regular
It's-
full-size Santa?
Yeah, no one.
Other than the other Home Depots.
Yeah.
Black
The
Santa is
advertise-
the evil venom version of Santa.
Yeah.
That's what I
The
see it
people
as.
that buy the black Santa
It's actually Tom Hardy.
are the same people who like throw a fit when they try to integrate their kid's school on the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
I understand that
people
though,
nuts,
dude. Let
yeah.
me tell you something, okay? My kid fucking. You can't have him go and fucking go to school with homeless fucking poor kids
Yes.
who.
Well, okay.
You can't. I'm telling you right now because what happens is those kids are raised a certain fucking way.
Well, they're not raised, right?
They're
So-
not. Yeah, they're not
really
the
raised.
aristocracy like you.
Yeah. But if you
They don't
if you-
belong in the
if you
upper
wanna-
decks of the Titanic.
But that's why they have like private. They have
Like
private
Lewis.
school, right? I love that Lewis is like. I love that the homeless are the one group he looks down on.
No, I don't look
He's
down.
like he can't go to school with people without structures. Like they don't even have homes.
Doggy, I'm
They
not.
have nothing.
Well, because we were.
I
Right,
have a thing. They have nothing.
We were right next to a school with all homeless kids, and I was like, dude, if my kid had.
What's by the way? What school is that with all homeless?
It's
kids?
where they produce all the musicals.
Yeah.
That's where they wrote the Alanis Morissette musical.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking.
Yeah.
It's just behind a fucking Costco.
But it's legit. It's a poor school.
It's a really poor school, and I was like, dude, my kid. Those kids are fucking raised a certain way.
It's a rough school. You send them to a private school then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, that's the whole thing. But if you're in the public school system, to be mad that they're trying to give poor kids a better education is shitty.
But the only reason
It's not. But here, let me say that's not the problem.
Right.
Can I tell you what the answer to that is? And this is what the truth is. It's not that the school is better. The parents are better. That's what's going on, right? So the parents are more involved. The PTA is more involved. They are donating more money. They have better books, better materials, better crayons, better markers. They have better everything. And parents that really give a fuck. So if their kid is being ignored, or if they see something wrong, the parent is there the fucking next morning, the next day. The problem is in the hood, they're just not doing that. So it's not so much that they don't have a chance. If the parents were really engaged, and then you put those kids who their parents aren't engaged into a system where now these other kids whose parents would be engaged don't have the opportunity to go to that school. I see the argument. I'm not saying that it's right, but there's an argument there to say, like, well, what the fuck? Like, we made a lot of money. We moved into a certain area. We earned a certain tax bracket for a reason. You're either paying for private school, you're paying for crazy rent in like a really nice neighborhood, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little bit more involved than just simply black kids don't deserve a better education.
I mean, really, the only reason the kid only needs to go to school to learn how to socialize. That's the only reason to send them.
It's a huge thing.
You get out in the fucking workforce, and it's like they don't any of the stuff needed to live a normal life. They don't teach you in school. They don't teach you anything about audio equipment,
managing money,
t-shirt printing,
t-shirt printing,
right? Merch. The word merch is never mentioned.
CPM rates. They don't talk shit about CPM rates.
They email a Twitter to get your account back after, ironically, threatening to rape.
Yeah. After what's been called Clinton. Consistent threats and violent harassment.
Threatening to rape somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. And it's also sort of just like Tim, stop walking around with hot dudes, by the way. It's driving me out of my mind.
Walk around people that look like me.
He's famous now.
I've earned, I make, several tens of thousands of dollars a year. I deserve to be flanked by attractive men.
I should start doing that. I'm going to get like Russian women that know like karate, like those Russian security women.
Fembots?
Yeah. Well, like tall Russian women that can beat people up and have them follow me around.
Yeah,
Svetlana and Valerie.
Yeah, like not trannies per se, but enough masculine energy.
Oh no, very feminine.
Yeah,
very powerful.
Very powerful, feminine.
Yeah, Eastern and powerful.
Right, Eastern, sturdy,
untrustworthy.
A little husk in their voice.
Dark.
Is that your boyfriend that I saw you with the other night?
Which guy? Oh, the guy at the thing? No, just a guy to
just a guy you're dating, a little boy toy.
Yeah, she's not a boy. I mean,
Me and Nick were talking about before you came in. We were like, we should just bully you for being gay the whole show.
That's fine.
But not explain it.
Real hate.
Just go back to it. Yeah,
it would be better for me.
The topic
to be. That would be. I would have a musical if that was the case.
Possibly.
Should I have a musical about being gay?
They should do like an upbeat musical
Island?
about the Matthew Shepard story.
Yeah. What if I did a gay musical where it was like my dad was like Brian
It's still called
Dennehy.
Fences.
Yeah, it's still called Fences. Except I'm in blackface. And it's about
a movie called The Bad Shepherd.
Yeah,
it's about him.
You can, by the way, you can have a woke fucking musical. I have no problem with that, dude. Rent was woke as fuck, doggy.
Well, for that
it was
time,
a tranny
for that time.
No.
Rent now they'd be all right.
Oh, well, exactly. You're right.
Time,
Isn't that crazy though? It's like they're gay.
Rent, the cast of Rent would be in Charlottesville right now.
I've never seen
defending the monuments.
I don't think any musical.
Really?
Except Matilda.
But you don't like any musical. Oh, you've never seen any musical?
I don't think I have.
They're good. Some of them are good.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah,
it's just I never think. I downloaded some app that's like for getting like tickets to Broadway and stuff. And then
we'll go one day. I'll take you to music. Now you gotta get sucked off by a guy.
Well, the thing about musicals is like there's only 5 musicals, and it's the most popular ones, and it's like they're so expensive. Like if you're like, oh, maybe I'll go to the movies, and still today the movies that were playing were like Star Wars, Titanic.
Right.
And it's
they
like,
never go. It's the same musical for 10 years.
Yeah, I did
because now they try to create a new one, and it turns into that fucking horseshit that I saw.
Right. It's like the Lion
I would
King.
rather have the dude. Please,
I would.
I
would watch. I'm gonna do a 3.5-hour musical about Barack Obama having gay sex and doing cocaine during the Benghazi attacks.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I mean, that's set to.
Yeah,
set to Katy Perry songs.
In excess.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I need you tonight. Just and then unlicensed photographs of Jim from The Office in the background with that fucking beard.
It would be fun to have enough money to
Let's
just
bring a
make
bunch
it.
of comics to a musical.
You try and
Yeah.
write a musical to get sued by as many people as possible. As many different lawsuits coming at you from as many
Like
angles.
you can already see Lizzo's going to have a musical. You can
Yeah.
already see it.
Yeah.
You go like the Lizzo story is going to be a musical. It'll
Yeah.
be a fat black chick
Right.
talking about
Charlie ate the chocolate factory.
Charlie,
she
right.
plays
talking about how long it
a
took
woman
her
named Charlie. Yeah.
to get on.
Yeah, she. I don't even know who Lizzo is. I keep hearing about her. She's like a fat black chick.
She's huge.
She plays Jabba in the new Star Wars.
Yeah, she plays
How about
Jabba
that
in the
one?
new
Get
Star
it?
Wars.
Because she's fat.
She
Have you thought about there's a new Star Wars out, and there's this big fatso named Lizzo. And what I did is I combined the two.
Pull up a picture of Lizzo.
she got famous because she
It's so funny because they're like
She
they're
won
like
the Coney Island
she
Eating
went
hot dog
viral
competition.
stabbing someone for a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
she's like, oh, she's done so much for fat people, and it's like she look like she would not have to.
Whoa.
She doesn't have to address that she's fat. You know what I mean? She looks kind of normal. I mean, she's definitely like fat, but it's not like she's like fucking one of these TLC people.
Yeah, she's not 600 pounds.
Right,
I love that that's the standard.
If
It's
she
like she's barely fat. She's morbidly obese.
Well,
it's like she breathes on her
Put
own.
it this way, if
She doesn't
no
have
one,
to even bring it up.
if
I'm
no
sure
one
it's a
had
good-
ever, I would never have made a fat joke about Lizzo.
Oh, really?
No, probably not. I mean,
Okay.
there's plenty of people that are just that big that are.
Right,
I mean,
they're
she
just
is-
big
yeah,
people.
she's
she's
fat. I
She
don't-
huge,
leans into it.
dude.
She calls herself fat.
Right.
She's bigger than Tim Dillon.
She's bigger than me.
I call Tim Dillon fat.
Wait a minute. When is that? When is that happening? When are you doing that?
Not behind your back, to your face.
David Spade said that I was his Lizzo. Like I'm not offended by. She's very successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows she's fat too. It's almost
she
like.
called out a Postmate who didn't deliver her food.
Also, she's not
I
doing
love that.
anything.
Is that was
she's
my
not
favorite
doing
thing
anything
about
for fat people
about-
if she's not letting people make fun of her being
Oh,
No,
fat.
she is,
She
but
is.
it's like
She's-
I love it. Everybody because that Postmates thing almost got her fucking canceled, and it's like
Right.
everyone's like, "Wow, she's so fat. I'm so proud of her for being fat." And then she just does the first fat thing
What
she's
did she
done
do?
yet, which is accuse a delivery driver of
stealing
eating
her
her food.
I counted the French fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was only 43 French fries
Nick made
in
a great
there.
point. Nick's like, she has a disease. This is her medicine. Like, people have to.
I don't remember saying
Yeah,
that.
Nick, that's exactly what you said. it's like she has a disease. This is her medicine.
Yeah, right. Well,
Can't get
it's
in the way of that.
it's like it's like you love fat people. It's literally like the line from her song. It's like, why are fat people great until they start to be fat? Which I think she says something like that.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. Is why are fat people great until they
Until they do the fat
until they do
things
the
that-
fat thing.
yeah.
Right.
Till they-
Until they do the stuff that got him there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then people are like, I can't believe that was a worker.
Yeah, that was
Because now everybody has class consciousness.
Yeah, she does the thing where she doesn't even call shotgun. She just assumes she can sit in the front because she's so fat.
Yeah.
Like, no, bitch, you don't call.
But that's
shotgun.
something we've earned as fat people. We get the front. I mean, I've had this argument with several people. That is my seat.
No, you don't. You don't earn it by being a fucking
You
lazy
absolutely,
slob. That's
you
not true.
absolutely do. And we're not all. You don't get fat by being lazy.
You don't. We have a cystic fucking disease.
No, but you
Shut
get
up.
fat by becoming fat.
You also.
I'm working as hard as you are the other way.
I'm.
Lizzo works hard. She should be thinner.
Holy shit!
She dances and sings all the time. Like
I'm just.
she
Can I
works.
say this? Here's my problem with that. Okay. Like
Dude,
I'm
pull up the
not saying
thing
that my.
she
I'm
did
not
at
even
the-
saying my thighs are
pull up
even
the
better.
thing she
Real
did at
quick.
the Lakers game.
I'm not even saying that my thighs are
whatever.
even better than this bitch's.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying that, like, I'm trying to. We're all just trying to look our best, and
We're
I
all
think
trying.
that should be the message. That outfit is very expensive. She looks like a fucking slob in it.
But she's representing for people that are also slobs.
But just dress appropriate. Go to Lane Bryant, buy a nice
but then
blouse.
you just look like my aunt. Like my
Yes,
aunt's
she
not
should.
performing.
She should
Yeah,
look
my
like your aunt.
is not performing. My aunt wears like a little blazer with like a Christmas tree pin. She's on stage at the Barclays Center. People want to see her thighs.
It would be funny if Donald Trump just wore the exact whatever outfit she
Lizzo wore?
the very next day he's wearing it.
He just came out. The ultimate troll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, dress appropriately. We should be looking the best we want to look.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you watch the debate?
I didn't.
No.
Was it fun?
We can't talk politics.
It's a little
on this
bit
show,
more fun.
guys.
Oh,
Come
you
on.
It's
can't?
not politics is not even politics anymore.
It's
just
not.
it's
really
just
not.
entertainment and fun.
And the last one kind of like it was nothing but just like a roast battle basically.
yeah.
Okay.
Because that's really, I mean, you're trying to figure out who's going to
the
beat
best roaster?
who's going to beat Donald Trump in a
Yeah.
roast battle, and the answer is none.
Nobody.
He's
No.
undefeated.
It's over.
Yeah,
He's
none of-
undefeated. He's defeated every crime family, every
Yeah.
government agency. I mean, he's just
They literally need to bring in like fucking Mark Norman might be able to beat him.
No
no,
chance.
not like
No?
dude, not even a little. I don't even know
If it was
what.
just a straight up roast battle, you don't think Mark
Yeah.
Norman could beat him?
No,
Who's this guy? He
no, God, no.
He talks like he's from the 50s. What is he, gay or something?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say. I can't say.
Right.
But back in the day,
Trump,
guys would talk like that. I don't know.
Trump would destroy, and I love Mark.
They would call him.
destroy him.
Yeah. They would call him a
little
little.
gay?
Yeah, Trump would call him like a $3 bill.
Yeah, that's that. They used to put those guys on the $3 bill, if you know what I mean.
They call it a little light in the loafers.
And they'd use that $3 bill to, buy a good time with a guy.
Like
Yeah.
a Tony Hinchcliffe, you don't think could beat Donald Trump in a
No,
roast
because
battle?
Donald Trump
He'd be
doesn't.
destroyed.
Tony
He's not
Tony
roast
would
yet.
sit down and work on his little
Jokes,
jokes and
yeah.
fucking like prepare and be like,
Craft
"Oh, I have
it.
to roast the president."
Like this guy's
and
got
Donald
AIDS.
Trump would be like, "What's this guy? He looks like what?
Yeah.
What
Who's
is
this faggot?
Is this Tony Hawk? I don't even know who that is."
Yeah, Trump would just part of Trump is just
He
off the
doesn't-
dome.
he doesn't care. He literally does. He's fucking like being impeached for committing like crimes as the
He doesn't care. He's at a rally.
He's fucking.
it doesn't matter.
He's like, whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
As the president
presidents have been
of the
impeached.
United
Three.
States,
Ever.
and he's like, "Oh yeah, what the hell?
Yeah,
is
what's that about?
Yeah, we got a couple of
He's like-
we got a couple of special education guys coming after me.
It's great.
you will never meet somebody.
It's a great president
that,
for the end.
that gives less of a shit than
Than
that
him.
guy.
He doesn't know how to care. I don't think.
I
Right.
almost appreciate it in a weird way. I just don't. I don't give a. I didn't find out that he was impeached until 2 days after he was impeached.
It's like
that's how little I pay attention.
It's like how what made Jackass funny is like, I can't believe this guy's just gonna let an alligator put his balls in an alligator's mouth, or do like all this shit. It's
Right.
just incredibly reckless. And then like basically, if you see Donald Trump in the frame of like, "Hi, I'm Donald. This is Jackass, and this is Destroy America,"
Right.
and then it's like he's the funniest guy in the world.
Nobody wants to see him try.
Hey, I'm
you want
Donnie.
to see him like just.
Yeah. So you think it's over? He's definitely going to win.
He's probably gonna
Yeah,
win.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after 4 years, either his daughter will run or he just won't give up the presidency, and that'll be okay too for people, I guess.
Yeah. We should let his son run. Remember when they made? Who made?
Yo,
what was the
they're
kid that
trying
made
to
fun of
set
his
up
son?
A
A
dynasty.
comedian made fun of his son, and like they fucking started getting like
Oh
death
yeah,
threats.
Katie Rich got fired from SNL.
Yeah.
off of it.
It was
Which
a
is
few
funny because
people.
that kid Sam Simons that everyone hates.
Seth.
Seth, Reddit,
Yeah.
whatever, for going after
Everyone.
Everyone hates
Yeah.
him. Everyone hates him, and I heard that he's mentally retarded.
No.
I heard that. I can't confirm it, but that's what I heard.
It's autistic.
Well, actually, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Without a doubt.
But yeah, somebody he wrote a thing in defense of, was it Katie Rich?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Katie Rich. Yeah.
He wrote a thing about her in defense of her that was extremely fucking reasonable.
Right.
Was a great point.
Everybody has one in them.
Yeah.
Rational thought.
Well, no, because it's but
Yeah.
ironically, it sort of addresses like, okay, well, like if this is your principle that you're in favor of free speech, you should like stand up
Right.
for it. Here's the opportunity to do
Right.
so, and then didn't apply that,
of course.
to anything else. But-
literally anything else.
yeah. But
Okay, so all right, so she got fired from SNL for
She
making
made a joke about Barron Trump, who's the little guy. He's the young one.
Yeah, of course.
he's the hot one.
Which also, who fucking cares? By the way, like that's the problem with everyone that's politicized. It's like everyone on the right is funny until you make a joke like that, and you're like, "Oh, too far." Like, who fucking cares?
Everybody saw. I mean, everybody that's. I used to think it was only left wing people. Well, I never thought it was only left wing people. I thought predominantly them. But there's a lot of right wing people very sensitive.
Anybody who aligns
Everybody's
themselves
a
with any
baby.
side,
Yeah,
anybody who
everybody's
says
a
I'm on
baby.
the left or the right, if they say that, they just most of the time they're going to suck.
Well, no, I mean you can be like somebody that's like
You can get
concerned about
jokes.
these things.
Yeah, and
It's
can still
just-
get jokes.
Yeah, it's just if you're making jokes from the direction of like ideology first. We're gonna start here. This is the point I want to make, and then I'll try and construct a joke
course.
around it.
I'm just saying, forget that. Forget even just people making jokes. I'm saying if they put themselves in a category like that and they can identify with one side or the other, just typically if they get to the point where they're verbalizing that, saying I'm on the
If
left
it's
or
their
I'm
whole
on the
identity,
right,
it becomes annoying.
even if it gets out of their mouth, even
Yeah.
if they verbalize it, at that point they've crossed the line where they're starting to suck. I'm not saying they suck wholly. I'm
Yeah.
just saying like just
Everybody
fucking.
that-
I
a lot of
disagree.
people-
I think
I
yeah,
won't
people
say
can still
everyone
be
sucks.
funny. Yeah,
I will
It's
say
not about
that
being funny. It's nothing to do with being funny. I'm saying
they
as
all
a
suck.
a
personality
lot
trait,
of
they
people
suck.
that work in politics, write about politics, do suck.
sure.
That's a reality. A
Yeah.
lot of those people suck. A lot of them have like never been invited to a party, never had any fun. Like this is their way to fucking be something.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah, well, it's the new fucking lunchroom table, right?
Yeah.
It's just you want to fit into some
It's all
sort
about
of
beating
like,
up Chinese kids.
Hell yeah. Well, I know that was it. I even back then I revolted from being a part of any.
Did your
What,
mom
at the
vote?
lunch table?
Were there like talks about politics growing up? Was it
Yeah,
like-
my mom was actually really political at the end.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about lunch table, not a dinner table.
Lunch table.
Yeah, like at school.
Yeah, at school. Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah. So I
You made an effort to not participate in lunch.
No. I made an effort to participate in lunch an extra 2 periods.
Yeah.
What I'm saying was I made an effort to not be a part of any specific clique. Like
Really, you didn't
wait
have
a
like a
minute, wait a
table
minute.
with guys?
Hold on.
we were all like alternative to every. None of us fit
what
in.
if the popular group wanted you to be part of it?
Oh, I would have killed
Right.
Because
one
that
of my
was-
best friends
yeah.
to just be
Because
invited to
the
one
way you
party.
presented it, you're like, I made an effort to not be part of any group.
But no, I
The
did
sixth
because
grade, the 6th grade lunch table was more of like a fucking influence on me than almost anything comedically.
Why?
I don't know. Just sitting there, you just sit there and you fucking like shit on your friends for, you know. I mean, it was sort of where podcasting came from.
Yeah, the first podcast was in
Yeah.
the 6th grade.
No, I used to love
It was
that
called.
shit.
It was called. Are you going to finish that?
That was like the only thing I went to school for. Just sit
Tim,
at that fucking lunch table.
Were you that
and-
kid who went around and asked everyone for the chocolate milk?
No,
that was me.
I did. I was suspended from school in 7th grade, and the notice was, and I swear to God, it was for treating the lunch aides like in quotes subhumans. I was suspended for 2 days outside suspension.
Why? What did you do?
There was frozen yogurt in our school, and we only got one little cup of sprinkles. It was like the type of cups they give pills out in, and I was like, we should have more than one. You know, and then one woman started crying or whatever. She was Eastern European. She didn't know what to do. She barely spoke English. And I just went, shut up. I was just a fat little kid. I went, shut up. And she started crying. And then there was like a mentally retarded woman named Ronnie, and they kept Ronnie on the door.
Ronnie McDonnie.
Yeah, and you could just always get out of the door by going, Ronnie, there's a fire. and I just kept doing that. And she would, I don't know why they put her on the door. And I go, Ronnie, there's a fire. And I went out a few times. So this just added up to the, like, I'm just not treating them like human beings.
Right.
They're subhumans.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was
probably.
we had scary lunch ladies.
Were
We
you?
like,
You weren't a bad kid. You were just sort of like. This
I
is
was
not
not
a
a
that
good clown.
sounds
Not a good
that
kid.
sounds bad.
yeah, I was not good.
That
No.
sounds
bad, though.
No, it's bad. It's bad.
It's not good. No,
Fucking
it's not
fine.
good.
Tell a lunch lady to shut up because you can't
Well,
have an
she's
extra.
crying.
I was
frozen
very
inside.
bad. I was very bad.
She started crying. He
No,
said,
it was,
"Shut
listen,
up."
it was very funny. Here's what people don't understand. It was
hilarious.
funny and bad.
But it was when I say bad, there were kids in my high school
I didn't shoot the school up.
who were having
Correct.
like
yes.
knife fights and fist fights and
I did not
selling
stab a
drugs.
person.
What happened
and-
to the trench coat mafia came and
Yes.
went?
7th
And I
grade.
feel like that should come back.
It was only 2 dudes, right?
Well,
It
that's
was-
the problem. Hold on,
no,
being
it
being
was just the Columbine.
exactly. Well,
kids.
trench
Right.
coats
And then
were already popular with goth kids, and then the
Sure.
Columbine shooting happened,
Right.
and all these goth kids were
Andrew
like,
Yang-
"I have a $400 trench coat."
Andrew Yang was TCM. You can find those old pictures.
No
there.
way.
Yeah,
and he wore a long trench
he
coat?
had a long trench coat.
I knew I liked it.
My buddy
Yeah.
Forrest in high school was TCM.
Yeah, Forrest. That name Forrest.
Yeah, and it was just they weren't even he wasn't even goth. He was like half goth,
And
half
it was
Matrix.
just that they would wear trench coats.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
man, I forgot about the Matrix guys.
Yeah.
Those were the best. After the Matrix came out, they're going around. It's like, you know, we all saw that movie. We know you're not in the Matrix.
They're wearing like fucking just
Just the
fucking
sunglasses.
Oakleys and fucking long
Yeah,
trench
right.
coats.
Those guys never spoke either. They would just like hang out and like smoke
Yeah.
cloves.
They play handball, but that's it.
Yeah, they would never. They like
It
because
was
they
always
thought,
Filipino kids.
they always thought everyone was like thinking that they were incredibly cool.
Right.
When really it's like, please just go away.
Yeah,
I
please.
forgot about the
Please
Matrix.
get out
right.
of my line of
That
sight.
was the fucking
Dude,
click. Was the Matrix kids for 2 years? Ah, shit.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's also embarrassing because you can't show anyone that later in life. You know, you can't admit to being that.
Yeah.
You can't show a photo and be like, "Oh, that was that. What was I like in high school?"
Yeah, and it's also too
Oh.
because there was a threshold where it went from just being like a regular industrial guy to being a Matrix guy, and you'd see people that were like fucking like almost redlining with it,
Yeah.
you know, like crossing over. It's like maybe they put the sunglasses. Once you put the sunglasses,
It's
on,
over.
Yeah.
you're done.
It's over.
Yeah.
You're fucking.
Well, then you've gone from being goth to being you think you're cool. Like goth kids have
But
embraced
you
the
think
fact
you're
that they're
the guy
losers.
from a movie.
You think you're
I mean,
in a
that's the
film?
thing.
It's even worse.
It's fine.
It's not
to
a
be,
film, dude.
It's a level of like I was watching that documentary about that girl who got her boyfriend to kill himself by texting him.
I have a joke about that, by the way. There's a documentary about it.
It's a really interesting
fuck,
one.
dude, everyone's
She-
gonna
You know
have
what
a
you should
goddamn
have
joke
done? You
about
should have been like, send me your pussy, and then she does it, and then you kill yourself.
right.
And then that way, you get her back.
You get
You're gonna
her.
kill
And
her
then
yourself anyway.
Put it on social media and then get back in that
What
car
is the
and
documentary
die.
called? Can you pull up the trailer
It's
for
on
that?
HBO. It's good, but she thought she was in a movie. Like she would text her friends
It's called
things
When the Pussy is
like
Trash.
when the pussy is
Tonight on Frontline, trash pussy. Killing teens across
But
America.
she like really texted him some like nasty shit.
She was
right?
like, do it. He was like, I don't know if I want to do it. She's like, do
it's
it.
not gonna hurt. She's like, it's not gonna hurt.
He got out of a car and
she convinced him to
she's
get
like,
back in.
back in the car. She was
Yeah. Well, the joke that I have is like she shouldn't be in jail. She should be in sales. She's a fucking. She's a
she should be in
closer.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be in jail. I like that it rhymes.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be in jail. She should be in
That's
sales.
my new thing. I do poetry now.
In
poetry jokes.
sales.
Yeah, sales.
Thanks for coming out
The
today.
best salesmen are the ones that have little sayings like that.
They need them.
Yeah.
The hacky sales lines really work.
Yeah.
You don't think they do.
Always
If
be
you don't have a
killing your
car,
boyfriend.
you won't go far.
Yeah, there was a guy in my office who used to go, if I don't earn, I don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then like instead of like someone hanging the phone up and calling
Right,
the police, they would do business with him.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see. What is this?
I saw him text her all the time, but I didn't think that they had a relationship like that.
Oh, look at that bitch's eyes. I'm in the worst pain right now. It's like unbearable. I think it's time to do it now. Then.
Impossible to understand what happened because it's so far
Christmas
from,
music
You know,
that's
Yeah, we
acceptable
really need
human
that.
behavior.
It's not dark without that. We need to show people where it's going.
What's the spookiest story about a child dying? And maybe he's haunting her phone. Now,
is now underway.
damn, look at that bitch's eyebrows.
We're all left wondering what happened.
This is some creepy shit,
Now we
dude.
have this opportunity to see inside their minds.
This is scored by Danny Elfman.
I think they should let a pedophile fuck her as the
Kid
punishment.
that's gonna kill himself.
We should be like Romeo and
there's
Juliet
another
at the
level
end.
that's
The punishment
a
for these
romantic
children
fantasy.
should be put on Epstein's plane.
Wait, so pause it now.
Because here's the thing. There's always going to be bad kids.
This is a great way to
And I'm
think
not
about it.
I'm not wrong here.
No.
There's always going to be pedophiles and there's always going to be bad kids. And there's going to be people that need those children's sexual energy to run the country properly.
Correct.
And I think a lot of Americans.
Yes.
I wish I could buy my way onto the debate stage.
This is a right.
They're
This
like,
is actually a better idea than I thought it was going to be at the beginning.
the question was about
time out,
the invasion of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Of Afghanistan. I love that fight during the debate. They're just confusing Joe Biden. He's having a stroke. That fucking moderator. How do you feel about your vote to go to Afghanistan?
Yeah.
I'm showing the country how much I respect it. The people there that aren't terrorists by fucking putting some spice on the name.
I think it'd be great if Biden's response to that was he's like,
No, he
"Listen,
literally goes,
there's always going to be pedophiles.
He goes,
there's always going to be bad kids.
Biden goes, I'm sorry, which war?
Yeah, he's going to say the N-word in a week. I mean, he's like so
They were
lost.
like, if you were elected, you will be the oldest president we've ever had. And he goes, Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
They were like, he
He's like,
wasn't president. He was
yeah.
like, I was joking.
The answer to some of Biden's, literally, some of the answers he's given have been what?
Yeah.
Like he's literally looked at the moderator and been like, what?
Yeah.
What?
The only thing keeping him alive is the fucking like barely veiled rage that he feels towards this entire system that was supposed to put him in office.
And his
already.
family, like his son
If you thought Hillary
died,
Clinton
and
was entitled,
right?
He's fucking like a million
And
times
then Biden's
worse.
son, one son died, and then the other son fucked the other son's wife.
Yeah.
The guy that died, one son fucked his wife. It's like,
well, it's funny too because the one that lived is just like a fucking crackhead.
Crackhead.
And it's like, you know,
The
you
good
don't
one
do
died.
the good one.
And then the crackhead
And
fucked
think
the
of the
wife.
Yeah, the
woman
crackhead's like staying alive,
think
not
of the
getting
woman
brain
who's
cancer.
like, I gotta fuck a Biden. I'll fuck this crackhead.
Can I get more coffee also?
Thank you.
Do you mind?
Okay, I get a little bit of that cream,
Half and
the
half.
delightful whatever cream in it. Thanks,
Can we
Brian.
get just regular half and half, not the?
Can we get an Irish cream? Thank you.
Yeah.
French vanilla?
Can we just get a cup of cum for Tim? Gay Tim?
Yeah, please.
Boom. So, yeah, the
Afghanistan.
the Christmas holiday is fast approaching. Timmy, what are you doing for Christmas?
I'm going to my Long Island family to hear about.
What's the best gift
greatness
you
of
bought this year? Because
Donald
you've crossed the threshold now.
Well,
You're a national headliner. Friends with
I
everyone in
don't know
LA.
if I would say that. I feel like that means everyone in the nation's excited about it.
What is national headliner mean?
I mean, that to me feels
I think
like
you
something
headline-
that I'm not. I do.
you
I headline
headline-
around the yeah, but I mean, national
at real
headliner
clubs.
seems like you're selling out all the places.
Like a YouTube star would.
Yeah, like somebody who's on TikTok.
Yeah, the who are the black twins who are like Trump supporters?
Fuck the Hodge twins. I always follow them, and they sell out all over the place.
It's all old
and
white
every club
women.
tells me that. They're like, well, the Hodge twins sold it out. They're like, you're doing good, but the Hodge twins. And they just get on stage, and supposedly they have like a real fun interactive show.
They just do like pro-Trump.
What's funny is
raps.
they're not actually brothers. They just met at the gym.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just,
It's a great market, though. If you're black and you want to lean into the conservative thing, it's like a good market.
Yeah, it's like
There's
those
just-
those old black ladies who support Trump. They're millionaires now just because they're old black women.
Well,
that
because
support
white
Trump.
people just want to go and feel they're not racist.
I know.
so
They're like,
that's
look at
a
this.
huge-
We
yeah. It's a huge
these
market.
old Uncle Tom ladies. We
Right.
support them. They're our
Yeah.
friends.
it's a diamond and silk, which would be much better if it was a Jewish guy and a Chinese guy. Hello, I'm Diamond. And I am Silk. And we are of President Donald Trump.
We support his trade war with China.
I'll tell you what, Silk. I love his policies, especially the ones where I don't pay as much taxes.
And these camps don't remind me of anything. I got to be honest. They don't.
Yeah. So, what's the best gift you got your family this year? Who's got?
I don't get anyone anything.
You don't get anybody gifts.
I mean, I don't get anyone
Ooh,
anything.
the Dan Ninen move.
I mean,
He would say that would be his line in his like.
I get
articles.
my friends, like my cousin's kids' presents.
Okay.
I don't get adults' presents.
Why not?
I don't know. I take people out to dinner.
It's
I'll
a
do
lot.
something like that. I don't know.
You're
What am I
right.
gonna?
It is a lot, and I also am
I don't
very
know what to
weird
give
about
people.
accepting gifts. So even if somebody wants to buy me a shot at a bar, I'm like, no.
I
always
used to give people things, and then I'm like, no one wants them.
Nobody wants anything, but if you just
Yeah.
get people fucking like.
I get gift certificates to go out to dinner. Like that's what I do. I
You're
give
pretty
people-
much set. You get somebody a fucking Apple TV. That's always a good, people
How much is that?
Like $200.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's a good gift.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually
That's a
not
good
that
gift.
bad.
I've gotten Apple TV. I did that a couple years ago with Kindles. That was like the
Okay.
go-to. You just get people.
I give them
Kindles.
gift certificates to restaurants, like 200, 250
You
to a
want,
restaurant.
yeah, you find something that somebody is not going to use, but they're not going to feel like, well, this was a waste.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something they think they're going to use, but won't.
That's a good.
I'm doing
You're taking everyone to Jamaica.
I'm doing experience this year. We're
An
bringing my
experience.
family to Jamaica, and my sister ripped me off. I was like, "Oh, the flights are this price." I was like, "We should buy them." She's like, "Yeah, buy them." And then I bought them, and she was like, "I'm gonna pay you back after tax season."
Well, she is your sister.
Garbage.
What now? Or is everyone staying in a villa? How?
Villa life. You know I'm about that life, bro.
Yeah, this is nice.
Slaves.
And this is you're taking your older aunt, this is the first time she's been out on
My
a plane?
older aunt, I'm literally, she's so out of touch. I'm going to tell her that we actually have slaves, like slavery is legal in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell her that she's got her own slave and see how long it takes before she leans into it.
She just
It
starts
must have
crying.
been weird to be
Thank
like
you.
somebody who's like 80 years old in like 1910.
Yeah.
So you have like Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And you just think slavery is still.
And they have to keep explaining to
They
you.
have to keep, yeah, right. They're
You
like,
can't just point at people.
Yeah, no, Grandma. They have slightly more rights now.
They
Not all the way. Let's not go crazy. It's not
go nuts.
1980.
yeah. They still can't look at you.
Yeah,
but
they're not
you,
allowed, but you can't. Yeah,
You have to pay them a cent
They're
to get
allowed.
them to do the
They're
work.
allowed to wear clothes.
Right.
But they had that documentary, or it wasn't a documentary, but they made the movie about the
Slaves.
no, the experiments with the college kids.
Stanford.
Yeah, the Stanford prison experiments.
yeah.
So it's like that's kind of what I want to see with my aunt. I want to see how quickly my aunt will actually turn into a warden.
Yeah. Well,
Start using the N word openly in front of them.
Yeah, she'll start crying and thanking you. She's like, finally, I did it. It took me a long time, but I finally have a slave that I own. Are you flying everybody down on like how are you doing it?
Private jet.
Is that how you can do it?
Yeah, I bought a private jet, everyone.
That's, private jet in Jamaica.
Doing really well, guys. We're so
I would I would do something like, I think it'd be funny to do that, but do it on the very cheap, like do a very shitty hotel, do Spirit Airline, like do very, like have it be very, very bad.
Yeah, well, it's almost as cheap if you were to do a shitty hotel for everyone. It's 7 people, 3 bedrooms. If I were to get 3 rooms at even a shitty hotel, it would be as expensive as the villa is.
Yeah, is it an Airbnb?
I got it on Airbnb, but yeah, but it's
I know you call it. It's a villa.
It's a villa.
It's a villa.
It's a fucking private little slice of land, a little beach.
How long?
we're going for 4 nights.
That's nice. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
So
perfect.
it's nice. I'm excited about that. That's my big gift to everybody this year. But then I feel like I'm not like giving anybody anything. There's nothing to open, so it doesn't feel like you're giving them anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And many of them might not want to go.
Yeah. Probably not. I've created more of an inconvenience for everybody.
Many of them have to take off from work. Now they're in trouble. It's a big problem.
What about you, Nick? What's the big gift that you got somebody this year?
Well, I was gonna go do all the shopping right after this.
Really?
Are you really
Yeah,
going to get
for
people a
nothing.
bunch of things?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's I'll probably get like fucking Apple TV. I mean, I already mostly kind of burned. Actually, you know what? I said all that, and it's like I don't know what the thing is this year.
I don't
Maybe
know
the
what
new
to get.
Fucking AirPods. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Apple Store is always a good move. Everyone has an iPhone, so there's always shit for the iPhone that you can fucking
Everyone get them a razor.
I actually had a
New
lot of those
Razor
Ridge
phone.
wallets on hand that I gifted to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ridge Wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun.
I just give them
gift.
bags of Kratom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kratom and Ridge Wallet.
Just
Right.
blue chews.
There should be a
I'm gonna give my
podcast.
2-year-old nephew a bunch of pipe tobacco.
Yeah, should be just a podcast gift bag of like Hims, Ridge Wallet,
Yeah.
Kratom.
What is Hims? That's like
The underwear.
Rogaine or
No, Hims is
No, Hims
grows your
is-
hair back, right?
Right. What's the underwear?
The underwear is
You know what I'm talking
sheath.
about. That
Sheath is my shit, dude.
Me undies, all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Sheath is great. Sheath has a sleeve for your dick.
Yeah, every pair.
I
of
could
underwear.
actually what I'm going to try to do is just get everyone my Comedy Central half hour from Canada and just send it.
Just burnt on a disc.
Just burn it on a disc and send it to them.
Every
what
underwear
happens.
had the sleeve, and then they got rid of them because no one used the sleeve.
With the dick sleeve?
No one in the history of, and they continued. It was like a cosmetic thing. They would leave it on there, like a fucking
no one-
Landau bar on the side of a
No one
Cadillac.
uses it, right?
What sleeve are you talking about?
The
No,
sleeve where
these
you pull your dick
specifically.
out.
No,
Yeah,
this is a sheath. I'm not talking about the sleeve where I'm not talking about the hole in your underwear where you put your dick through it. I'm talking about the sheath underwear are designed where is a hole that goes like down and your dick goes in. It's sheathed. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but why?
It holds your dick in place and it just looks awesome. My dick's never looked good in underwear ever in my entire life. And
Are
now
you kind of always half hard? Is that part of the game?
it does make your dick a little bit hard.
Right.
When you sheath it. There we go. Look. We'll show the see there's the dick in the ball pouch right there.
It's like a condom in underwear.
Yeah.
This is like underwear for Puerto Ricans.
It's essentially like you're fucking your underwear
It's
at
a
all
chastity
times.
belt,
You're
right.
having sex with yourself at all times while you walk around. Every time you put on your underwear.
This is for Puerto Rican teenagers so they don't have children.
Yeah.
So we don't rape.
Yeah.
So at all times we feel
So
like
you
we
just-
satisfy.
you just
I always
come
just
out
shove
enough
my
times.
dick into my asshole. And then I go about my business.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Christmas is going to be exciting this year. I got my Christmas tree up. We do half at my house, half at his house, and I think my son does
You're gonna be
believe in Santa, by
a
the way.
fun. You know what? I might set this up. Patent pending, trademark, copyright. You can't steal my idea. But a website that sells reproduction joke gift certificates to stores that went out of business that people aren't aware of. Like you can get somebody a $50 gift certificate to Bennigan's.
Oh,
Or
I would,
Fuddruckers.
dude. I would fucking love that.
And then people are like, "Thank you," and they don't, you know.
Yeah.
And then you can call them up like 2 months later and be like, "Did you end up making use of that
Yeah.
gift card?" And they're
Did
like,
you-
"Yeah, we all went out last
yeah.
week."
Did you go to that?
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Because they went out of business in 2017.
You got me
fucking asshole.
30 minutes at the local internet cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
Okay.
enjoy that turkey O'Toole at Bennigan's? Did you like that?
Yeah, no, they should. Yeah, we should do that.
That was my favorite. I loved that restaurant when I was
Toys
growing
R
up.
Us.
Well, it was just you
It's a
could
big
just
part of Irish culture.
yeah. It was so if like it was a very depressing restaurant.
There's no difference between that in my mind and Ruby Tuesdays.
It's all the
Right.
same
It's
shit. It was
very
just one.
depressing.
They
The
failed.
Bennigan's was, like,
they
worse
failed. It's all
somehow.
the same shit, right? And no, Bennigan's wasn't worse. Bennigan's actually.
Bennigan's had some good food. The Monte Cristo was good, but like
Monte Cristo was great, and also the chicken quesadillas, fucking ridiculous.
yeah,
Dougie.
but it was just a sad place where like single dads, like my father would take me there when he broke up with my mom, and we would just sit there like Saturday, bright sunny day out. You'd go into a dark room in a strip mall, big dark room where there'd be nobody else except you and your dad, and you just eat French onion soup.
Yeah.
and talk about the family.
was it
that you-
depressing at the time,
You know,
or is it
me and my dad would
depressing
do
in
that. But
retrospect?
we would go to Red Robin.
Right. I mean, it's you always have a
But
place.
Red Robin is I like Red Robin.
Yum.
The
Well,
Ground
yeah.
Round.
Yeah,
Ground Round was great. Remember those little desserts that were like the little cinnamon sugar things?
I literally blocked out everything before I was 10.
Ribs. Ground Round. You remember the Ground Round?
No, what's
Yeah.
They're all the same. Here's the thing. It's the same restaurant.
Shoney's.
See,
I don't know.
well, Tim,
yeah.
let me ask you: were you depressed at the time? Did you realize that it was garbage at the time, or now, when you think back, do you realize it's garbage?
I
because
realize when I think back, it was garbage because it's just super dark It was a
because
dark
at the time
bar.
I thought Bennigan's was like good. Like if we were going to Bennigan's, my mom had a good day of tips at the hair salon.
Yes.
That was like a big deal.
It's not. It wasn't the worst place. It
All
was
of those
just-
restaurants, like
to be
Fridays,
honest,
Chili's, that was like a big step up.
Yeah, I don't remember going to Bennigan's more than like twice in my life ever.
Yeah, I think we
Even-
went like 5 times.
Yeah, I remember going to Red Robin.
Fridays a lot. Went to
Red
Fridays.
Robin when they came around because the burgers were great.
Yeah, the burgers were good. Fridays was good because it was just like dependable.
I didn't do any of this stuff. We were so poor that like maybe twice a year we would go out and have like a dinner. I would go out to those places with like friends' families.
Yeah, Bennigan's was
I
like
a
your
little poor.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Red Lobster, I thought was a fucking 5-star restaurant.
Red
Up until I was,
Lobster,
like,
it's good.
24.
Red Lobster's
Lobster's
in a
good.
higher tier than the other one.
It's higher
Yes.
tier.
Red
But
Lobster,
it's still garbage for seafood. The only reason it's a higher tier is because it's
now,
seafood.
Yes,
now.
yeah.
But back
then,
before the recession, like Red Lobster and Olive Garden were good restaurants.
yeah,
Really?
Red-
Or are you just
Steakhouse-
remembering it differently?
Outback Steakhouse was good. There's a lot of these places were fucking not dog shit, but
They
like
weren't
the-
dog shit.
yeah.
They weren't, high
Yeah,
end, but
this
they're
was-
not dog shit.
Yeah, Outback Steakhouse. that's like a nice meal.
But unless you lived in the
Red
city, back in the
Lobster-
day, there really wasn't anything to do. There was no nice restaurants. It was like one nice Italian restaurant
where?
in the
Manhattan?
suburbs. In the suburbs.
Oh, in the suburbs. Yeah.
There was
okay.
one nice Italian restaurant in the town.
Of course.
An Irish
Yes.
pubbies type
Yes.
place. There was like a
100%.
couple Chinese places.
Yes.
But there's not many options of
No,
like
dude, and when you go on the
good-
road, you go on the road to do comedy. There's still not a lot, dude. It's like Waffle House. There's like not a lot.
But I will stand by this. Before the recession, those chain restaurants were better.
Dude, Red Lobster's not bad now. I mean, it's fine. If you go out to Red Lobster, it's
fine.
not great, but it's fine.
Outback Steakhouse is the one I think about because it's like, first of all, the bread was awesome.
Yeah, it used to be
I used to
better.
think it was like, is it because I'm in the city or close to the city that those
Well,
restaurants? aren't
fast
good?
casual restaurants destroyed all those. Like the Paneras of the world really put the pressure on those to start getting shittier.
It's also too you have like the middle class sort of like was pushed out to the
Yeah.
further ends
Yeah.
of what it was,
Of course.
and really like going
Yeah.
out to fucking
it's money.
going out to Outback Steakhouse prior to the recession was like something of like families
Like the
did
Chili's, dude,
every 3 weeks. Or
Chili's was good, but now you have Chipotle, and a lot of people are like, "Fuck that! I'm not going to go to Chili's."
Yeah, but I'll tell
Yeah.
you right now, I would
like
much
Chili's.
rather a Chili's or any those walk up places, Chipotle.
The Applebee's
they're
in
fine.
Bed-Stuy is pretty good. I go there. pretty
I've been
often.
there.
Yeah.
I've been there.
That one, it's surprising that
It's actually not bad.
It's the one on Fulton.
Yeah, it's in the mall.
Because none of the chain restaurants in New York, the chain restaurants in New York, and the fast food in New York is particularly shitty.
Yeah, it's not good.
If you leave the city,
It's almost
though-
like they don't care.
If you
know
leave-
when
yeah.
you walk into Wendy's by Penn Station.
Well, because it's the people that
It's like they
they're
don't
for home. They're
care.
homeless
fast food in New
shelters.
York. No, it's like fucking like 35-year-old ghetto
also,
people.
you can get a
Hold on.
sandwich or a
It's like
bagel.
35-year-old ghetto people. Okay, if you go to just an hour outside of the city in New Jersey, Connecticut, it's
This is Joe Biden's answer.
I was
to
at
the
the
Afghanistan one.
yeah.
it's a 16-year-old.
I'll tell you what, Jack. You go
35.
out 35 minutes outside of the city, and you'll see they got an Applebee's there. There's a guy named Flat Top that I used to. Me and him. It was the first interracial boxing league that they had back then. It was the
We set
YMCA.
up.
Was
When
just
you go outside
YMCA
of the city, the
was
kids
no
who are
pool.
working in
Just
fast
guys
food
fighting.
are kids. They're like 16, 17-year-old kids. They're learning responsibility.
That's
It's their
less and
first
less
job.
true. As you go around the country now, it's more and more older people. It's less and less true that it's kids. You don't
Dude, when
see a lot
isn't
of
that
kids
the saddest
working
thing
at
in the world when
movie
you
theaters.
see a
Well, it's people gotta
70-year-old
work.
when you see a 70-year-old woman with a job, you're like,
I like it.
What
I
does
like
she
when I
do?
see an elderly
Well,
person.
I was at the
Steak
Burger
and
King,
Shake.
the Burger King on the Lower East Side
Yeah.
one time, and which like the food's terrible, but there was a whole there's a whole Puerto Rican family there, and the dad who's just got all these like gangbanger
Yeah.
tattoos, and he's like 5'1", and he's done that pants sagging thing where there's like 4 or 5 layers of
Yeah.
pants, you
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just,
yeah.
and they get progressively
Yeah.
lower and lower, like a jawbreaker
Yeah.
almost that somebody's been sucking on for a
Nick,
while.
you've got to wipe your fucking
I
beard.
will.
There's so much liquid just fucking trickling off the end of
Ray,
it.
Ray Kump went to
Anyways,
that.
he's standing there, and he's like meticulously folding his bandanas
Yeah.
on the table while his fan.
That's a great memory they'll have. Ray Kump went to that Burger King once and he tried to pronounce Big Fish, the BK Big Fish. And he goes, I want to make a big fish. And she goes, what? He goes, big fish. And she goes, what? And it is demoralizing to keep being asked. So he just started screaming, big fish, big fish. And it was like, it's just, that's exactly the person you should be eating there.
Yeah.
Someone that you
It's
can
Ray
barely
Kump
understand.
specifically,
Yes.
and no one else.
Yes, no one else. It's someone who you can't really understand their order.
The bathroom at the McDonald's right next to it.
Yeah.
It has the you have to put like quarters.
Yeah, because people are shooting up.
Well, and then you go in. I went in there one time and I paid the fucking 50 cents to use the stall. because it has these like old timey like fucking like you know put them in. And there was just blood all over the.
Oh yeah, because people have found that 50 cents. Yeah. If you're gonna have an abortion in a bathroom, you can get 50 cents.
Yeah, 50 cents. You're like, all right, I'll pay 50 cents to do heroin in peace.
You're crafty enough to find 50 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You used to have to do that back in the day. Remember at supermarkets, you have to put a quarter into the cart so you wouldn't steal the cart?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I've seen that once or twice.
You put the quarter in, then a key turns the cart, and you get your quarter back.
That was just for your mother. That wasn't for everybody else. Like special rules for mom, for Mrs. Gomez.
You gotta leave a 25-cent deposit. Like, nobody's going to be like, oh, you know what, dude? That cart's not worth 25 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to go out to eat on Christmas this year.
Where are you
going to
gonna
do
go?
Chinese food, like A Christmas Story.
Very Jewish.
Also very Jewy, but it's almost like, you know, I grew up on A Christmas Story. There's, you know, they have the scene where the dogs eat the turkey.
What's
and
A
the kids-
Christmas Story?
You don't remember A Christmas Story?
You know,
Little
that's
Ralphie?
that movie with
You
the kid,
know.
the little kid, and the BB gun and all the bullshit.
You'll shoot your eye out?
Dude, come on. It's like
Shut up,
I don't know
it's the
it.
most Americana thing.
Why would I just pretend and not be like, "Phew, I don't know what that is?
I have no idea.
That would be pretty funny. That's just a bit.
No. Fuck, no. I haven't seen that.
I think you'll...
Shut up.
Your memory might be jogged if you see it.
It's got the kid from Jerry Maguire on the cover?
No, that's another thing.
Yeah, then I don't know.
That's maybe a remake of it. I don't know.
No, they never remade
This is like an old movie.
1982 it came out.
Is it about a guy that like hits his kid?
Yeah, that's like a big scene. Like
And the
one of
wife-
the scenes, it's
yeah,
just
the
the
kid getting
mom
beaten.
beating the shit out of the kid.
Yeah,
and
the
it's a
Christmas
funny
movie
scene.
I might watch again is Home for the Holidays. You ever see that?
Yeah, I love that.
Great
With Jodie
movie.
Foster?
Yeah,
I love that movie.
And what's his name?
You have the
Hold
trailer
on, what about
Robert
Downey Jr.
Dude, what about Scrooge? That's a
is it.
fun one.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Lost sight of the true meaning of Christmas.
Who's this guy?
Shut up, Ralphie!
See, it's just they beat
In
the
the
kids.
spirit of the original,
Me to you. Stop.
traditional, American Christmas.
Thanks a lot.
MGM presents A Christmas Story.
Just him getting bullied.
You would love it.
Now, I remember seeing the cover, but I've never seen this movie.
He actually put his fist in his ass right there. If you saw in that scene, he's fisting him.
It's a good film. It's a fun Christmas.
It's the best one.
I
It's
like
probably
Christmas
the
movies.
best. It's the best Christmas.
It's a Wonderful Life is probably the best.
No, come on.
What do you mean? Come on,
Tim.
It's a classic.
All right, boomer.
Okay.
Fucking
I-
black and white movie. No black and white movies are good.
It's a Wonderful Life is a great film.
No.
It's very good. Isn't it good?
Again, I don't think
It's
I've
about a
ever
guy
seen it.
who's
What's your favorite Christmas movie? Nick?
I like Christmas
Probably
Story.
by
too.
default Home for the Holidays, but I don't really. I can't think off the top of my head how many Christmas movies there are.
What about the Santa Claus with Tim Allen?
All those
I
movies
just watched
suck,
that with
dude.
my
Wait a
son.
minute.
Even when I was a
Dude,
kid, that fucking movie sucked.
It's fun to think about how good the hot chocolate was.
Yeah, for at the North Pole.
Dude.
They were like,
It's
holy shit.
Everybody
Yeah.
was so blown away
I guess
by the
Nightmare
quality
Before
of it.
Christmas I thought was cool when I was a kid.
That
I
was
liked
fun.
Fucking little goth Nick.
No, everybody liked it. This is before.
No.
This is before middle school.
I was not a Matrix guy.
Yeah.
Nick was the Nightmare Before Christmas guy.
He's like, no.
He went through a period of being a puppet.
Yeah.
Just walking around.
I was
Self-animation.
Matrix Jack Skellington.
He looked like he looked like Helena Bonham Carter.
right.
Just had dark eyeshadow on all the time. He looked gaunt and British. That was great. There's a lot of them that are fun. Scrooge with Bill Murray. That's a good one.
Yeah. I guess
love Scrooge.
Is Groundhog Day a Christmas movie?
No.
It's Thanksgiving.
It's Groundhog Day. It's not Thanksgiving either. It's
Oh, is it really? Oh.
The movie is
okay.
named after the holiday that it's about.
That's a good point. That's a
Yeah.
one time Lewis basically bested both of us, and that was it.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you know what? End the show. It's over.
Well,
Bastard
right.
Radio.
We're
R.I.P.
getting slow now that I'm inside. You're
Yeah.
rich.
Yeah, I'm a multimillionaire.
Now that you're famous.
Now that I'm Lizzo.
Now-
Tim,
yeah.
did you get show up to agree to Skankfest yet? I asked you to get on.
You know, I
that.
did text him.
What did he say? He didn't even answer.
He said, I thought Lewis hated me. And
No,
I
he
said,
didn't.
no, he doesn't. He did. He goes, I thought Lewis hated me. I was like, no, he doesn't. And then I'm like, it'll be fun. And then he's like, okay. And then there was no other text.
Who
That's
is
that.
this? Rogan?
No, Brendan Shaw. Brendan Shaw.
Rogan knows I hate him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Brendan. I mean, I don't know.
I
don't know
wouldn't be
what his
surprised
schedule
if
was.
Rogan was pulling an FDR on everybody and he's been paralyzed.
He is.
for 4 years.
He's definitely been paralyzed.
He's just been in a wheelchair and not telling.
I would sort of be funny if he turned off the thing and he was like effeminately gay. Like he just turned it off.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, stop it! Oh my God!
Yeah,
But that's not the case. It's not true.
Yeah, Tim is
If
out
he
there.
was paralyzed, that'd be
it'd be very funny if he was just secretly paralyzed and no one knew.
Yeah. Tim is out there in L.A. fucking rubbing elbows with everyone.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Do you have a car yet?
no, I live close to the store and shit. I'll get a car eventually. Also, my license is suspended in Long Island for multiple tickets. I have to go to court for that.
Right?
Yeah, I got to go to court for that.
a whole
I'm not
fucking
legally
thing.
not
Moving
allowed to
violations
drive.
or parking tickets?
It's a few of
Here's the
each.
problem with
I got like 2 tickets.
With
I always
comedians,
love the way
we
that
spend so
sounds,
many years
moving
these
violence.
formative.
That's
That
exactly
sounds
what it is.
way cooler than fucking doing 35 in a school zone.
Yeah, but it's like my lawyer, but my lawyer, by the way, Big J's ex-wife, the high-powered legal team of what's her name?
You didn't even know your lawyer's
Ellen.
name.
What's her name?
Big J's wife.
Big. What'd you say? Big Edith.
Big Judith.
Big Judith.
Big
My
Judy.
lawyer, Big Judith.
Hey, Big Judy.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
This is my lawyer, Big Judith.
Just in a fucking pantsuit with fingerless gloves.
Big Judith.
Chain wallet.
Yeah.
Your Honor, may I
vaping in
approach?
court.
may
Your
I
Honor, my
approach-
client didn't do any of this. How do I know? I don't. I don't know.
I got to figure that out. And then
Some
I'll
black
get a
guy
car.
probably did.
Well, the
it.
problem is we spend all these formative years when we start comedy being poor,
Very
and
poor.
not having anything. And you like just let everything go to shit. So like
Yeah.
your taxes, your fucking
Everything.
tickets,
Yes,
all that shit. And
all
then
bad.
eventually you go like, oh, I got a little bit something. Then you
Yeah.
go, oh, for the next 3 years I'm going to be just getting out of fucking debt and
Yeah.
paying everything off and making sure that my life's back in order.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfair. I got to be honest with you guys. It's an
Yeah.
unfair thing.
Well, it's pretty fair, I guess.
Yeah. What's your worst Christmas memory, Nick? Saddest Christmas memory of your life?
I don't know. I mean, Christmas is always like.
So it's been good for you. Did you have
well,
a good
not
childhood?
Yes and no. I mean, no. But it's like, I don't remember having like bad Christmas. My birthday is like right before it.
What's your birthday?
And I've had the 13th.
Oh, happy birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday,
Yeah,
dude.
it's all right. But
Fuck
I've
yeah.
had bad birthdays.
Why?
And
What's
then-
your worst birthday memory?
And it's always, you know what, especially the older I get, it's like, you know, birthdays turn into this thing where it's like, you're gonna die, like everybody laughing at you. So it's like, you know, you just
It's got a little insight into Nick's crazy
yeah.
mind.
No, I mean it's just more.
Birthday is that?
You're gonna die.
That's all I hear.
You're gonna
I wake up
die.
and it's
Family,
like fucking.
yeah.
I hear that anyways, but yeah, no, I don't enjoy my birthday at all.
That's crazy.
The years go faster and faster, and I do less and less. What have I done in the last year? Is I grew a beard. That's it. That's my only accomplishment for the entire fucking year, and it just gets faster and faster. And it's terrifying. And that kind of overshadows anything that happens for the rest of the year. And then New Year's I like because, you know, like resolutions or whatever.
Yeah, you sort of mentally reset.
Yeah, kind of. But birthdays have been like in my adulthood, like particularly because I forced myself to go out and like go to batting cages last year because I turned 30 and it was like, all right, I'm gonna have friends out and go out. But prior to that, most of the years it's like I don't want to do anything because I don't want to acknowledge. You know, it hits like the month and you're like, fuck, it's coming up.
Right.
Maybe this is unique to me.
No, I mean, I'm a little bit paranoid about death as well, but I just sort of put it out of my mind. I don't celebrate my birthday because I don't give a fuck. If I want to drink or celebrate, I'll just celebrate life on a Tuesday night. I don't need to fucking wait for the St. Patty's Day parade to go get hammered and go bar hopping.
Well,
you know?
I don't drink anymore, but it is like, you know, because it's one day of the year and then I'm aware of how quickly the day is moving and then just my life in general and it kind of fucks me up. But the worst one was I went to Red Robin by myself when I turned 23 in the Glendale Galleria in Los Angeles. And like nobody called me that day. Nobody wrote. It was just me by myself.
Was the burger good?
Yeah, as always.
All right. Hey.
Yeah.
The bonsai burger at Red Robin.
Think about how many children are molested on their birthdays.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you think kids that are being molested, like their molester ever stops on their birthday and goes, you know what? I'm going to let them have this day.
I don't know.
Probably not, right?
Yeah, I don't know. My worst Christmas memory was when my father and mother told me they were getting divorced on Christmas.
No, they didn't.
Swear to God.
No, they didn't.
No, they were like, yeah, we're getting
That's out of a
divorced.
movie. They didn't do that.
No, legit. We came back we kind of knew it was happening. We came back. I was an actor. I was like a little kid actor, and I was like around the country touring around with this dumb thing with me and my mother. And then we came back like the week before Christmas, and they fought that whole week. And then they were like, well, we're going to get rid of it. I don't know why. I didn't care that much. But
I have no recollection of like when my mom just left at one point, and then it was like,
Yeah.
You know, like what you like? What's the deal? I don't remember.
It was never good. They
I don't
were
remember
never
my parents.
good.
Yeah, my parents ever being like, "Hey, we're getting divorced." Like I don't know.
That was just over one day. But it was how old were you when that happened?
Like 8 or 9. I don't. But it was never. You know, it's not like they. It was not. It made sense. Even as a child, it's like, yeah, you hate each other.
Yeah, we knew. I knew. It wasn't like a shock. It was just like I was like 11, 12.
See, luckily my dad was just murdered.
But then they lived together. They lived together while they got divorced because they were like my dad was too broke to move out. So then they just they would like live together while they were getting divorced, which was a nightmare because it was just like everybody hates everybody.
Yeah, I remember when my dad got murdered. The only thing I remember about it is my mom telling me.
How did she tell you?
She put on a clown mask.
Yeah, she said, "What?" But that's such a wild memory for a 4-year-old to hear. Like your dad was not dad's dad. Dad was murdered.
Yeah, like I didn't tell my son that my dad was even murdered.
Yeah,
my son's 7.
They went to Bennigan's.
Right, they went to Bennigan's. And she had a turkey O'Toole, and she said, "Your father."
I've got big news. It was called that the Turkey O'Toole.
Dude, it is the most racist restaurant towards Irish people.
I've tried doing that. I tried doing that as a joke.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember anything on the Bennigan's menu. I don't remember anything on the Ruby Tuesdays menu.
There's like, it's just like, that's the one. There's a few of them that sound really ridiculous, but it was like a ridiculous like restaurant for like Irish stereotype. But none of the food was even Irish. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's very little Irish food. It's like fucking.
No, there's no. I have a whole bit about it. I have a whole bit where I'm like, there's no Irish food.
Shepherd's pie, boxty.
That's it.
And then soda bread.
They're like, we're gonna take the boogers of a pig and we're gonna put it inside of a crumpet.
Not even. It's not even that.
Not even that. It's just nothing. It's just food that gives you the energy to hate your wife.
Mashed potatoes and fucking roast beef, and that's it.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's just whatever you can drink a bottle of gin on.
I remember my mom sitting me down on my grandma's bed, and there was a blue comforter on the bed, and her just telling me that my dad was dead and that he was stabbed by a bad man. She told me the story like it was all bullshit, by the way. He wasn't robbed. He was outside of a strip club at 5 o'clock in the morning, like fighting with dudes.
So this was your Santa Claus, is the idea that your father was murdered for a good reason. Like,
right.
He was the hero.
That was the belief system.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like somebody else put on his jacket, the guy that killed him, and had to go and sell heroin at a strip club.
If they're already lying to you, they might as well be like, listen, we've got bad news. Your father was getting like some presents ready for you, and he heard a noise on the roof, and he went out and he accidentally killed Santa Claus.
So now he has to go be Santa.
Your dad has to be Santa Claus.
So
he's
we're
gone.
sorry.
He's gone.
Yeah.
But he's Santa.
He's bringing joy to all the kids in the world.
Santa Claus.
And then I just tell everyone in school that. And they all are like, Louis, shut up. Your dad's not Santa.
Yeah,
Santa doesn't exist.
Dude, your dad was stabbed outside of a strip club. Louis, like, my father's Santa
It's in the
Claus.
He became Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Just Louis and his Matrix outfit.
Louis and some kid are fighting, and the principal's like, "What's going on here?" And the kid's like, "He said his dad's Santa, but we all know he was a dirty fucking Mexican who was killed outside of a strip club." Louis like, "I'm not even Mexican."
The Matrix,
that's the real Christmas
The Matrix
story.
guy is the only one that believes Louis.
Yeah.
He's like, my dad logged off. My dad's with Morpheus now in Zion.
And him and Louis that's his only friend.
My
for the
dad's
rest
actually
of
the one.
Shit. No, I didn't tell my son that my dad was stabbed. I told my son that my dad was killed by a drunk driver. So, sort of mentally, he knows that there was a bad guy who did something wrong and that he was killed. But just the fucking to tell even a 6-year-old or 7-year-old that.
And what's the lie you're telling your son about what you do for work?
No, he knows what I do. He wrote a book. It's so fucking cute.
He wrote a book?
He wrote a book.
Okay.
Yeah, it's published.
It's Ralph Sutton's favorite book.
Sins of My Father.
Yeah. Ralph Sutton's like, it's actually good. It's good. Ralph's like, it's fine.
Yeah, I finally learned how to read.
Ralph's like, it's a short book. I like it. It's just 6 pages. It's got pictures. This is good.
Yeah, I mean, does audiobook count?
I mean, it's great. If more people wrote books like this, I would read more books.
Pull up my Instagram because I put a picture up of it's like one of the, I guess this is like. They first did like a chart for the book. This is one of the things that he did. But he drew his family and pictures and wrote a whole story about what we do for a living. And yeah.
I would love to read this book.
Well,
I'm sure it's not at all what you do.
I'm
sure it's not even close to what it is.
He had a hard time spelling supremacist, but
yeah,
he tried. Right there.
Oh, yeah, I saw this post.
My dad likes to eat Chinese food. My mom likes to hang out with me.
Louis doesn't know the difference between a drawing and a book.
Right. I like to wrestle, spelled R-E-S-L-E.
Well,
my dog loves to play. We love to go on trips. Okay, this has nothing to do with your career.
It has nothing to do with your career. Also, I love the picture. is James, his mom, and the dog, and then Lewis somewhere in the background.
Yeah. No, it's not. He's fucking. I'm right in the middle.
No, you're all the way in the back, isn't it? Me,
Lewis
James.
is in the back.
Lewis is in the back.
And then there's Sport Dog.
Sport Dog.
Is Sport the name of the dog?
Yeah. So cute. But no, he wrote a whole book, and that was, one of the themes in the book.
The themes, the motif.
That was a chapter.
Yeah.
I want to read the description of what he says. Podcast.
Says I'm a comedian. He knows what I do.
Say, my father was quick to embrace alternative media.
Yeah.
He understands that people that used to listen to Opie and Anthony need other outlets to express their creative racism. While I don't always agree with the things my father says, I support his right to have Milo Yiannopoulos on the show.
What is the truth if we can't have a conversation?
You really should go to career day at your kid's school.
I did go.
Did you?
Yeah, I killed, dude. I fucking murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Kids loved me, dude. I was very funny with them. I didn't get into the fucking nuance that I'm a podcaster. And
This is like, I didn't describe what a career was or what mine
Our
was.
hijabs held on with cum.
Yeah.
Smash cut to the nuance.
I just want to let you kids know, whatever you say.
We should be allowed to touch black people's hair if we have gloves on. I paid a lot of money for those gloves. That's the nicest thing those blacks will ever touch. They should be grateful that I'm touching their hair with my $300 gloves. Look, dude, we didn't have gloves growing up.
We just had combs. That's all we had was combs.
Listen to the
Every
nuance.
gift I got was a comb.
Let me get one more coffee, Brian, please. It's fucking hilarious.
I love that there's no selection process for career day at all. They're like, just come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his mom had to fucking come in and say she was a bartender.
Right.
Like, we just look like the garbage family.
Yeah. I get people drunk.
We just sell cocaine in this
Yeah.
room.
I get people drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like an Italian kid whose dad's like, yeah, it's none of your business. Like, do you want to share what you do? Nah. They're like, why did you even agree to come in?
What do you
I
do?
don't know. What's the fucking matter to you? Whoa, what is this? The fucking Spanish Inquisition over here? You fucking Puerto Rican bitch. They're like, okay, Mr. Giambattista, you didn't have to come in. It was elective. Yeah, I got something you can elect right here. It's my fucking dick if you didn't understand my drift.
Career day. I love that they still do career day.
Yeah. Well, it was like Meet the Family Day.
It was Meet the Parents Day. That's why that guy was
I love that.
Yeah.
I could meet you. I could meet you.
I can.
Here I come. I'm going to meet you.
I like doing all that stuff with the kid, dude. We put up a Christmas tree.
You got to do
Did you
it,
see
man.
The Irishman?
Yeah,
I loved it.
I hated it.
What?
It's so long. It's over. We saw it already. It's
What do you mean?
It was good, fella. I mean, we've seen
No,
it's
it
been
wasn't
shorter.
good.
It's
It
been
wasn't
better.
good. I mean, we can argue about it later. But
I just hate everybody I
I
know
didn't
that.
say it yet.
Listen,
Well,
here's
give
what
me-
I
give
hate
me-
about it. Here's what I hate more than the
Tim,
movie.
Tim,
So all the guys on Facebook are like, finally, a real movie. Finally, like it's like the same type of Long Island guy. It's like,
really?
every movie's about babies now, but finally we got one that's real, like The Irishman.
I didn't see any of that.
Or Nick, give me the pitch. Give me elevator pitch on why I should see The Irishman, and then Tim, you could rebut with why I should.
Here's
not see
the
it.
rebuttal. It's 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours
It's
long.
over.
I spent 3 hours watching the Alanis Morissette musical.
It's long enough as a movie that when you finish it, you feel the same satisfaction you would if you finished reading, say, a 6-page book by a child.
No way.
Right.
You feel like you accomplished something.
Sign me up right now.
Yeah.
Ralph Sutton's like, I read it in an hour.
Yeah.
What's the joke? I read it in 45 minutes. What's funny about that?
I got through it way faster than that.
Yeah, he's like, I read it to a Ukrainian whore at Veselka, 2 a.m. She loved it. We both loved it. Thank you, Ralph. Thanks for the network. I love Ralph.
2 years ago today, we opened up the studio.
Congratulations.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a wild ride, right?
It's a wild ride.
There you go. Joe Rogan sat right in that seat, right
That's
there.
crazy.
Nick, if you want to smell that
Thanks
seat,
for
you're
having
allowed. We get a special Joe Rogan wheelchair.
Yeah. You have to all sign NDAs before he walks in. They're like, listen,
I'll tell
he
you
is
what,
paralyzed.
bro. It's a chair made by Tesla, and it runs. It runs off hemp oil.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I can't wait to be back in LA next week as well for New Year's Eve, which is going to be fun.
That's going to be great.
Are you guys doing any sort of resolutions? Because I know it's a mental reset, but do you actually make a resolution every year?
No, it's kind of just like New Year. I like
New Year,
no
New Year.
resolutions. It's like I maybe some kind of like fleeting sense of optimism that disappears by, February or whatever. But
Yeah.
And actually, it's like normally in my life and over the last like decade or whatever, winter was usually when I got more work done. And then I like slow down in the summer.
Why? Because you stay in and just get kind of buckle down and get work.
I don't know, something about it. It's like when it's cold, it's like easier for me to think, or I don't know what it is, but like
it's more like I'm not.
I was never like a kind of like bundle up and get cozy and fucking sleep in. Like when I was living in Chinatown, when I feel like first started having things like work out. It was winter and it was fucking cold, and I would get up at 5 a.m. There was no heat in that place. And then I would just like write for hours, and I would just get things done. And it's always been that like I make some kind of change in winter, or I start working harder, or I start new projects. And then this year that just hasn't happened at all. And I don't think it happened last year either.
Yeah.
It's
Well, you're doing good now. See the urgency to figure out. The other thing is, like, I'm assuming you're making progress in a lot of these things you're doing, right?
No, not really.
Not really?
Yeah, it's kind of just reached like a
plateau?
Yeah, plateau.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I think I can literally look at your Patreon numbers.
Yeah.
Look them up.
Well, I mean, it's not about the money. I mean, it's just like you want to think you're like sort of growing or changing.
Well, it's fans and those are metrics. The money and the fans and the followers, right?
I mean, fuck
the downloads.
metrics. You want to think you're like doing something different. It's like I feel like
Yeah, but the cool part is those metrics keep you sort of like, all right, at least I'm on the path toward making this a career, and then you could just be passionate within those sort of parameters. And create what you want to create. I mean, you do it better than most.
Yeah.
You're living your life, you're doing what you want to do for the most part. You get up, you open your eyes, and you do what you want to do.
Fine, sure.
You got to have a child that would write a book.
Yeah.
Literally.
Maybe that's the next thing, dude, is having a kid.
The next thing is having a baby.
No, people say that, and it's like, what happens? You do that, and you're like, well, that wasn't it.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem.
That's like
oh shit, I got that same feeling I had last February.
Yeah, right.
That's
but
a
now
big issue.
Yeah, now I have to like feed something and be like, and then where that ends is fucking 20 years from now. I'm watching like the footage of a car driving through that protest in Charlottesville, and the kid has my last name. I'm like, well, it's because I didn't hug him. That's
there's a lot of steps between
that's it.
Having
You're worried
a child and having him be a murderer at Charlottesville.
No,
hero.
Right.
I think that the how distant. I mean, I'm already pretty aloof. Even if I did love the kid,
right.
I would still probably be a pretty shitty dad just because I have like a reserved affect and I don't know how to show affection.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it in any way was like, oh, this is like a burden. Or like this was a fucking mistake.
Yeah.
I'd
like to think that most people, for the most part,
probably most people just change.
Yeah,
probably
that's
something
what
just
happens.
fucking changes.
I didn't give a fuck about kids at all. Like if you would have, people when I was gonna have a kid, people were like, "Dude, do not have a kid. You're gonna fucking kill this thing."
Even now, people say that.
People are like, "Dude, get rid of that kid right now.
Like,
abort.
Your son is 7. You're gonna kill that thing.
Yeah. Just give me just fucking piano chord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teachers.
No, but something changes in you where you really give a fuck. For the most part, I think you have to have something legitimately wrong with you to not give a fuck about your kid. When you see dads that aren't involved,
yeah, you'll probably, when you see the kid, you'll probably be like, "Oh, this is good and everything."
Yeah, I'll probably have that reaction. Like, yeah, I can. You know what? I realized I've changed.
I imagine you'll be like, "This is what I want and need." This fucking kid.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that's what it could be.
But there's a difference, though. Is you probably always like talking about your accomplishments.
I'm
going to go out on a limb and say yes.
Yeah, but I didn't really have many accomplishments, so it's like
there's nothing wrong with talking about your.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree.
Yeah, I can't be proud of a kid because I can't be proud of myself.
Well, I think most comics have that bug in us that
like that he's whatever.
And it's not like
he doesn't like compliments.
It's not a humility.
Oh,
thing
he doesn't. Yeah, when you try to compliment him, even if something simple is like you're successful, he's like, nah, well, not really.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Well, it's like it's not like even a humility thing. It's just like some people have some kind of like personality.
I'm with you. No. I said it earlier today. If somebody tries to buy me a drink. Every time they try to buy me a drink, I shut them down. I go, nah, that's all right, dude. I have a weird for taking something for nothing.
What's also great about that is that no one tries to buy you a drink.
That's also
you have that all. You have
but
that.
No, like a Christmas gift.
Really not
when people say, "What do you want for Christmas?" I say, and I legitimately mean it. I want nothing.
You go, I take care of you. I take you to Jamaica. You don't buy me thing. My son writes the book. Read the book, Ralph. Ralph will read the book.
Shit.
I own a radio station.
Yeah.
My father owns a racist radio station called Gas Digital.
Just Ralph with reading glasses on it.
Yeah.
On the plane.
Ralph's crying. He's like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever read.
Oh, Lewis did it.
Ralph has no idea what he does, and Ralph sends that to his accountant, and he's like, this kid has summed up what we do better than we can. I have no idea. This kid's a fucking poet.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I'm trying to like
your
build
lawyer.
something to leave it to James, but by the time James is old enough,
love that, like,
it's gonna be
By the time he's old enough, he won't like Legos anymore.
Yeah, I love it. He's like sitting there. There's like a bunch of Skull and Bones kids are like, yeah, my dad left me Chase, and he's like, my dad left me the remnants of the pest army from the Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, they're
my dad left
threatening
me
me
a
a lot.
racist podcast.
They're
network.
showing up at my doorstep. It's okay.
We're going to raise you now, James.
I left him a burden.
Yeah, my father left me.
Just mountains
We're
of debt.
gonna raise you now,
dangerous
faggot.
babies.
Yeah. Antifa's attacking him all the time. He's like, yeah, my dad left me a race war that I'm like a general in for some reason. I'm getting hit in the head with a bike lock.
Poor James.
I would love it if Seth Simon
wouldn't
started
wish this on
writing
my worst
articles
enemy.
about your son now.
Yeah.
Why, this book is written by a racist.
This is a supremacist.
Baby James is a white supremacist.
Baby James does sound like the name
A
of
poem.
guy.
Yeah. Dude.
Baby James. Where does Seth Simon? Is he a New York-based guy?
I think he's L.A., right? Or no, is he New York?
He's
No
New
idea.
York.
I'm surprised nobody's just run into him.
I think he lives in
If
Twitter.
I ran into him, I swear to God, I would physically bully him. I wouldn't hit him, but I would do the thing where I like
Yeah,
fucking dad a bunch to him, and I'd like,
Here's what I would do to him.
Call
I
him
would
names.
make out with him because here's the thing: he couldn't stop me.
you'd rape him.
He couldn't. He's gross. But
Are you saying
I
that you would rape Seth Simons?
because he couldn't stop it because he's woke.
'Cause-
So he'd have to just do it.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't want to be seen being like, ugh, on the street. He'd have to be like, he'd have to go along with it.
It's great too knowing that he listens to this because he listens.
Oh, he's listening to that.
He listens to every single podcast.
Everything. It's a
And he's
fulfilling
like,
life.
At 23 minutes, Michael Che sneezed, and it sounded like he said chink.
Right. On an episode of Tim Dillon's podcast,
Yeah.
Shane Gillis. It's like,
Recently-
oh, come on.
Yeah, Seth. He's listening. It's okay.
Yeah. And thank you as another listener.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Seth.
Happy New Year, Seth.
Happy New Year.
He wrote a new article, right? What was the
Yeah,
new
it's
article?
like white club comedy is. If Hitler was alive today, he'd be performing in clubs. I don't know.
Yeah.
If Hitler was alive today, he'd be at the stand.
To be honest with you, he would.
Yeah.
Sure.
Patrick would absolutely fucking book Hitler.
Hitler would be
Well,
producing a show on Thursday nights
Patrick
in
would
the
make
upstairs
Hitler
room.
prove himself in the
Right.
small room first.
Yeah.
Then he would get
Yeah,
downstairs.
Hitler's running his own show on. Yeah, you want to come by? Hitler.
Did you guys see?
we got
Hey, Hitler, the sales are good.
we got Hitler coming
The
by.
sales are very good.
Yeah.
The sales are very good.
Yeah, it was
Hitler
very
was
good.
judging Comedy Fight Club this weekend.
Is she really?
Hitler.
Oh, Hitler.
Yeah, the main card is Hitler versus Ari Shaffir.
It's Hitler and Eli Sanders.
Yeah, right.
Could be good.
We got Hitler and
We're
Ari
very
Shaffir.
excited. The seller don't have Hitler. They don't have Hitler. They're stupid. Yeah. We got Hitler.
We got Andrew Dice Clay, Mark
Hitler.
Halperin, Adolf Hitler, Harvey Weinstein.
Everybody's coming down.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey and Hitler.
Bill O'Reilly's going to be there.
Bill O'Reilly's coming down.
We got Bill O'Reilly.
He's doing his one-man show.
The East Coast rapist, the BTK killer. Yeah, we got Gacy. Gacy's
the BTK killer at this.
You're like, yeah, Patrick, you know that guy bound, tortured, and killed people, right? Like, yeah, but you know, he's real good friends with Gavin.
Comedy's not about censorship. It's not about censorship. Can't censor people.
You can't censor people.
He's a murderer. Can't censor people.
Yeah, but, you know, everybody's
Take it
entitled
salt.
to their opinion.
Dude, when the
This
San-
is going to be highlighted in a New York Times article about they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know exactly what it is.
Well, that's the beautiful part about being a comedian because we can just pretend we're kidding.
Yeah.
Like anytime they're like, hey, what are you talking about? Jokes, you idiot.
Yeah.
You don't know the difference between jokes and reality?
Yeah, that gun was a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. New Year's Eve we're going to be in
Who's on that show?
in Los Angeles. Tripoli, Metzger, myself, Kim Congdon, Big J.
Oof. Okay, so Big J.
Big J.
You know, And Kurt, I love Kurt.
Yeah, Kurt's a beast.
Kurt's my
Yeah, we're
favorite.
touring right now, me and Metzger, actually. Go check us out on the road. Louis J. Gomez presents LouisJGomez.com. We're going to be...
I love that he's out there, man.
Yeah.
Dude, his new hour is ridiculous.
He's amazing. No, he's one of my favorite people.
I miss watching him.
there.
He was like one of the only comics I actually enjoyed watching.
He's
when he was
great.
on.
He's brilliant.
I go up with him a lot. Like, we're in the same thing, so we get to hang out a lot. He's fucking the best.
Yeah, dude.
But he's always been, like, fucking amazing.
I met Metzger 2001 before I started doing comedy.
And it's just been a smooth sailing since then.
No, I mean, it has been for the most part. He's just a fucking... Look, we live our lives. I do 12 hours of podcasting a week, so...
Right.
And I'm also an asshole, and I'm a little bit crazy, so...
Right.
Yeah, there's going to probably be a few incidents that are caught on camera with me.
Yeah.
You know, but it is what it is.
That's
but
a good you and him is a good show.
It's a really great show.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about working with him. We're going to be out in San Diego, California. We're going to be in Philly, Albany, Schenectady, Connecticut, fucking Indiana, Arlington, Virginia, Draft House. A lot more. Go to Louis J. Gomez presents LouisJGomez.com. Grab tickets for all those. If you love the show, every episode we've ever done is available at GasDigitalNetwork.com. Use the promo code RAP. Get a 14-day free trial. Get access to this show, every other show I do, premium service, pre-release, ad-free, uncensored, all that good stuff. GasDigitalNetwork.com. Use that promo code RAP. Anything to plug, Timmy D?
Tim Dillon Show, Tim J. Dillon, Dillon on Instagram and Twitter. I have 100,000 followers now. I'm a micro-influencer. Thank you.
I love it.
It's a micro-influencer.
Nikki?
Cum.town. I'm handing off today. It should be that the print shop is handling order fulfillment. So finally, I should have shirts back for sale by the end of the day, hopefully.
It's a whole fucking world.
Dude.
It's such a frustrating world to be in. It is so much.
It's fucking. It's such a shitty business.
Oh,
I called him about it. He went on. He was like, he knows everything about it, and he talked about it for like 25 minutes. He was telling me about like distribution centers in Maryland.
And then you
like,
get
what's going on?
You get fucking like people who are like, just put the shirts for sale.
Yeah, dog.
It's like, oh, you know what? I didn't think of that.
Right.
There's so many.
I didn't think to
so many moving pieces.
Yeah.
There's so many different things that it's a much bigger, crazier, more involved business than I had ever thought. I love it. I mean, we're loving what we're doing.
Just the process of taking money from people requires
a lot.
being signed off on by fucking like 4 different companies.
Right.
Yeah.
All
and if
of
one thing goes wrong in the chain, everything's fucked.
Everything's.
And it's nobody's putting your money in our pockets, going like, ha ha. No, it's literally something got fucked, and then we have to go clean up the mess and pick up the pieces. And holiday season kicked our ass, but I think for the most part, everyone seems pretty happy. The new merch is great. We're doing stuff with Chip, we're doing stuff with Ori, we're doing stuff with Tuesdays with Stories, and many other brands off the network as well. So go to podcastmerch.com.
If it wasn't just like a supplementary thing like to do for fun on the side, like the shit that's happened with the shirt printing would have like destroyed me financially if I was like dependent on that.
Oh yeah.
Because you're like operating on fucking leverage for like sometimes up to like $20,000-$30,000 with like products or whatever, and then like I had a thing where the company that handles payment processing was just like, oh, we're just gonna hang on to this $20,000. We're just not gonna give you the money.
Yeah, and by the way, 70% of that goes towards the production of the shirts. So that you're sitting there going like, okay, well,
I already paid for the production of the shirts. I'm out of pocket those costs. The shirts are sold and sent to people.
Do you guys ever like consider doing what I did, which is just I'm the inspiration for a line at Gucci? So I just worked with a designer who just saw me as an inspiration.
I got it. Makes sense.
I'm not involved in the back end.
You should work with Lizzo.
There's
something about you guys. Something about you reminds me of Lizzo.
Listen, it's because we're both talented and famous.
Yeah.
The line at Gucci is called Lizzo Dillon.
All right, look, you guys are dope.
Lizzo's teaming up with Chick-fil-A to create a new sandwich to beat Popeyes.
All right, look, you guys are the shit. Thank you for.
Fuck you. That's all, folks.